Hello, everyone. This is Al Kabir, the analyst, and today I will be talking my standouts from the second preseason game. And you guys see the list, and I will go over these guys. I know you guys see some guys missing, but I will go over it. This is Al Kabir, the analyst. All right, so first I have Josh Jobe here. And first and foremost, I want to go over the guys like, of course, Kenneth Gainwell, of course, Boston Scott, of course, Jurgens and things like that. Of course, those guys are making the roster to me. Like, those are lock guys. These are the guys I would say somewhat on the roster bubble. And I think they could take up the last couple spots. So Josh Jobe showed he's probably the best backup cornerback, but I can't even give it a but. The only but I could give it, I think Tate Gowan should have got more playing time. Just my opinion. He did really well with the limited opportunities he had as far as Tate Gowan, but Josh Jobe is showing why there's a lot of praise with him, from going to basically like third string, possibly being on the roster bubble, to possibly having a locked up spot as probably playing behind Slay or Bradbury. He showed he can really play. He can ball. I don't think he allowed no completions against the Browns yesterday. I think the QB rating was like a 38.1 thrown to his side. So he did really good. Josh Jobe is really good. He was a part of that Alabama really good defense. So it was kind of surprising, even not going in the later rounds, just to go undrafted, get picked up by Philadelphia, and just work your way up. So salute to Josh Jobe, man. He was really good to me. He played really well. Deon Kane. Now, Deon Kane, I talked about him probably a couple days ago. I'm like, yo, he's the dark horse to possibly make this roster. And it's fun to see other guys, other YouTubers, also reporters talk about how good he is. And I seen it because I seen it up close when I went to the practice. So I'm watching the guys that was on the roster bubble. Of course, I'm happy to see the stars like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and things like that. I'm like, this Deon Kane dude can play. But my only question is, do you pick him over? I will go over Devin Allen. Do you pick him over Covey? And the reason why, I believe he's better receivers than those guys, but Deon Kane is just a receiver. Really no help on special teams. He's not going to return punt returns or kick returns. And if he do, our special teams is screwed. But you got a guy like Devin Allen, hurdle specialist, really quick. We seen what he did with the 55-yarder. But Deon Kane is just a really good receiver. Now, if Deon Kane was here just like 2 years ago, he's making his team. But now it's like the competition is thick. The only way I could see that happening is that we trade Rager, get some draft picks or something, and he could take that spot. But if that scenario don't happen, and we go with like 6 wide receivers, which will be, I believe, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, Rager, and it might have to be Covey or Devin Allen, just based on what they can do on special teams. My opinion. All right, so I want to talk Jackowski Tarte. Jackowski Tarte was a guy I was very excited that we signed. They say he'd been having a bad camp. I know he missed a few days, but he showed up. He definitely showed up. With the lack of tackling I seen during the preseason game, he was hitting for real. Something we've been missing from the safety position. He's been hitting. I mean, we know Marcus Epps can hit, but that dude, Tarte, can hit. Josiah Scott did really well in coverage and things like that, but I don't think he's as hard of a hitter as Jackowski Tarte, and I still think Jackowski Tarte is the better safety. I'm not sure what they see. I'm not sure why he's even fighting for a spot. I'm just being completely honest, but he looked like the best safety out there. Of course, Marcus Epps didn't play. He looked like the best safety out there, him and Satchray. him and Saturday did really well. And the reason why I put Saturday on this list is because he's one of those guys that I would say that's possibly locked. Now, I want to talk my guy, Tate Gowan. And this is not to be biased because I mess with Tate Gowan. Gowan, like in, so you say like real life. But Tate Gowan is a guy who had limited snaps, played really well, I don't think he allowed the completion. If he did, it's possibly just one. I know he gave up a flag too, but he was really good on special teams. He was a really good gunner. And that's why guys like Deon King and guys like Tate Gowan can make the roster, because Tate Gowan can actually help on special teams if needed. And to me, if somebody goes down and something just happened to happen, I think Tate Gowan can step up. So do I think about Deon Kane if one of our receivers was to get hurt, but we so deep at receiver, we good. But cornerbacks after Bradbury and Slay, we sort of thin. And I think Tate Gowan can make this 53-man roster based on the versatility he have. He can play the corner. He could do things on special teams. So I think Tate Gowan can make this roster, but we will see. We will definitely see. Lastly, Devin Allen. Devin Allen is between him and Deon Kane. I think Covey, as far as the games I've been seeing, he's been pretty disappointing, but Devin Allen, just with that explosiveness, and he showed why, like, man, gotta have a guy like that on the team. Because even if he don't play the receiver, I think even if he don't make the team, he's definitely on the practice squad. But that speed, it can't be taught. It just can't be taught. And if we need somebody on special teams, I think he's the guy. Because we going to need good field position. I actually want to see him field punts and kick returns against the Dolphins, our last preseason game. I just want to see him on special teams. Because if he's really explosive on special teams, it's going to be really hard for my guy Deon Kane to make the team, because he's a really good big body receiver. But we got that now. We got two of those. Even though I think Quez is big too. So we basically got three of those. We good. But I think that's the unfortunate part with Deon Kane. But Devin Allen got speed. And if the game is starting to get to him, like he's getting better and better, Devin Allen makes this team. Devin Allen definitely makes this team. But these are my 5 standouts from what I've seen. Of course, once again, the Saturates, the Kenneth Gainwells, the Boston Scots, the Jurgens, and things like that. Those guys are lots. But I want to talk about the guys that's on the roster bubble. And I think these guys all legit have a shot. The only one I think that possibly don't make this team, and it's really going to break my heart because all you can do is allow 53, is Deon Kane, because Deon Kane is really good. Well, he was 5. He dropped 2. He was targeted 7 times, dropped 2 balls, but 5 receptions and like 66 yards. It's really good. It's really good. But we got enough guys now. But this is Alcabir, the analyst. And tell me what you think, of course. Who makes this team? Who's on that roster bubble? But, ghosts.